Tomorrow's a big day, too. Don't forget Round Rock, the parade there, one of the best really anywhere at 8:30 a.m. It's nice and early. It'll be nice and cool, followed by Frontier Days at Old Settlers Park, and then the fireworks, of course, after dark. The crowds always show up in Round Rock. Other parades in Taylor, in Georgetown, in Cedar Park, and in Hutto. And don't forget Hays County. Kyle's got a festival. They got fireworks beginning at 4 p.m. tomorrow at La Verde Park, another festival in Buda, starting at the same time. And more fireworks in San Marcos at the football stadium, UFCU Stadium, at 9:30. Did you get all that, Yvonne?
Yes, I did. I was taking down notes. There's so much to do. A live look at downtown Austin here. You know, the city is hosting its annual 4th of July concert and fireworks celebration tomorrow. Musical performances start at 5, followed by a taco eating contest. I hear Brian's going to join. That's at 7:25. The Austin Symphony Orchestra will have its annual performance at 8:30, and the fireworks show starts at 9:30. And if you want to avoid parking, Cat Metro is offering several bus routes to Vic Mathias Shores, including routes along North Lamar, South Congress, and Burnett Road. You can also ride for free after 5 p.m. Just remember, the last buses will leave around 10:30. And a live look at Austin's airport this morning. If you're going out of town for the 4th, expect to see big crowds there as you look live. The airport is expecting more than 35,000 departing passengers today. They're encouraging you to arrive at least 2.5 hours before if it's a domestic flight, even earlier for international flights.
Doesn't look too bad right there, checking in the baggage, right?
Not too bad. Yeah.
We can work with this. I love it. The people watching is great, and I love the people that wear cute outfits. It's like a little runway. It's wonderful. Okay, y'all. We got some slowdowns, though. Let's get into it. Here's a live look at Mopac at 35th Street, seeing some stop and go there. There's a stalled vehicle. That's all it is, and that's really all it takes around here to slow things down. And, you know, as the morning goes on, starting at 11 a.m. is when TxDOT is really anticipating those delays across our major highways, really stretching, you know, from out in Dallas, out in Denton, all the way down to Laredo in South Texas. So prepare accordingly. Taking a look, also still have some delays on Grand Avenue Parkway, North Austin.
And a final check is your 7-day forecast. Showers and storms today. Keep the umbrella handy. Rain and storms for your Friday morning. We'll be drying things out in time for those fireworks and then drying as we head into next week.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you on Daybreak Plus in 3 minutes.
Don't have your head in the clouds.
Hard not to.
Continue with us and watch free now on the KVUE Plus app everywhere you stream.
Good Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us right here on KVUE Plus. It's Daybreak Plus, streaming live on your television. I'm Brian Mays.
Oh yeah, and I'm Hannah Rucker, and Casey is also joining us as well, and we're gearing up for what's going to be a very busy travel day, gearing up for the 4th of July, and we got some of that rain creeping in as well.
But let's start with this, the airport. Because today they were saying, I was watching one of the,
What's that?
JP found something he wants to drink there.
Before you go into security, you gotta drink it down.
They were saying that this week,
You know what? I like her.
some of the busiest travel days of the year this week, you know, people going out of town because the July 4th holiday is on a Friday this year. So people are making it a 3-day weekend. And today is the day. You could see the airport's been busy most of the morning. Wait time's not too bad. Hey, wait time's not too bad. It's about 15 minutes
out of here,
to get through. All right, let's talk about the forecast because you know what? You might need an umbrella today and tomorrow.
Today you will, so if you are hitting the roads or hitting the skies, we shouldn't have too many issues out of the airport right now, but we will be tracking eventually what could be some pretty heavy downpours this afternoon. We got in on some of those yesterday. Boy, was it good to see. We love to see the rain for this time of year. July is really when we start to head into the heart of the heat and also the dry weather. So this is nice to see. Showers still dotting the area this morning. You may be running into a few sprinkles, nothing too heavy right now. We've been tracking some of those up from Mason to Llano, Burnett County, out through Travis County and Williamson County, where we are currently just dealing with kind of a cloudy sky, a few on and off showers, a lot of the rain now beginning to exit the coastal plains, at least some of the heaviest of the rain, but we will continue to watch for more rounds as we head into this afternoon. Cloudy, gloomy today. It's going to keep our temperatures cooler than average. We should only be topping off in the 80s. That's very nice for this time of year, so we certainly will take that. Cloudy as we take you through the mid-morning hours, with a couple more spotty light showers. It's by this afternoon as things begin to heat up. We could see some thunderstorm development. The thunderstorms then producing what should be some slightly heavier downpours across the area, much like what we had yesterday. These will be coming in rounds. Not going to be looking at a complete washout of a day. We will have quite a bit of dry time, but just keep the umbrella with you because we will have these kind of pushing through at times through 4, 5, 6 o'clock into 8, 9 o'clock this evening. I know we do have already some early festivities happening for firework displays, 4th of July festivities up in Williamson County today. It could be a little bit wet, so if you plan on heading into any of those, keep the umbrella around. Hopefully we don't have any kind of cancellations with that, with the chance for showers and storms. Again, 87 for a high today and mostly cloudy. I am tracking now a higher chance for a 4th of July storm chances. I continue to see those kind of tick up for tomorrow, but I think the timing is going to be favorable. Are we looking dry for those firework displays? I'll show you that in your full hour-by-hour future track model coming up in just a bit.
Thanks so much, Casey. It is going to be busy out there, to say the least. And I will tell you, of course, while we're grateful for the rain, it is going to be a little bit tricky out there, given that today is estimated to really be the busiest day of the holiday weekend as far as road travel goes. And I know when things get slick around here, it can get a little bit dicey. So let's just kind of slow it down and take it easy here. Speaking of, looking a lot better on Mopac right now at 35th Street. I was noticing kind of a slowdown there in the southbound lanes because of that stalled vehicle. Looks like they got them moved on out of there, so we are looking really good on both sides of the highway there. Let's take a peek in central Austin today. I-35 at 51st Street, heading out to Dallas. Once again, TxDOT is estimating starting at 11 a.m. from 8 p.m. tonight is when our heaviest traffic is going to be, starting all the way out in North Texas and the Denton area, stretching down to Laredo. Going to be a little bit lighter Friday, a little bit lighter Saturday, and then understandably, everyone's got to come on home. So on Sunday, they're estimating noon to 6 p.m. is going to be the busiest travel window for road travel specifically. And then, of course, flying is a whole other ball game, as we showed you there inside the airport. Let's take a look at Mopac. Once again, both of those have cleared out, so that's going to light up green again. That crash cleared. That's good at Grand Avenue Parkway. So we are looking good. Let's go ahead and head a little bit further south of there. We do have a new incident on Bluff Bend Drive, east of I-35 and Walnut Forest, and seeing some of those slowdowns in the southbound lanes on I-35 right now.
And thanks so much. A nonprofit organization that trains people to help us now needs our help. Officials with the Texas Public Safety Training Academy in Bastrop say someone broke into their new facility, vandalized it, and stole the air conditioning units. KVUE's Brianna Perez joins us live here in the studio this morning to tell us more about what went down. That's a pretty big expense to have to replace that kind of thing at that facility.
Oh yeah, Brian. And organizers say these buildings were meant to help expand training for first responders and public safety professionals in that community. Now they say it has caused a setback. Since 2018, the nonprofit has provided free or low-cost licensing training for firefighters, EMS, and security officers in underserved communities. Nicholas Teague, the EMS director and fire chief of the organization, says they are currently in phase 1 of developing a new training headquarters in Bastrop. They just purchased 2 portable classrooms to accommodate even more students. But after visiting the site this week, they noticed 2 AC units were stolen. Doors were broken off and copper wiring was torn out from the power boxes inside the buildings. Now they estimate the cost to repair the damage will be about $20,000 to $30,000.
As a 501c3 nonprofit, we have a finite amount of funding that we get. We're now going to have to divert that funding from other areas and other projects to reset to get back on track for opening that we had planned for the end of the summer. And that is going to be a monumental task to accomplish.
Teague says the goal of the space was to be able to allow them to offer more classes and to help high school students move into the workforce. He says they are now looking to make repairs, replace the stolen units, and get the academy back on track. The organization has started a fundraiser to help cover the costs and continue providing training to people in the community. If you would like to learn more, you can look for this story on KVUE.com. In studio, Brianna Perez, KVUE News.
All right, Brianna, thank you very much for that live report this morning. We've got new details this morning about a homicide in North Austin. It happened on Wansley Drive. We told you about this yesterday. Back on Tuesday, police say a 61-year-old Robert Saldana stabbed to death his roommate, 72-year-old Ronald Mixon. Mixon had called officers to his apartment just a few hours before he was killed, telling them that Saldana had made racial comments and had threatened to kill him. After the stabbing, officers found Saldana at a nearby bus stop, took him to the hospital. He was in critical condition. Saldana is charged with first-degree murder. Right now, he's in the hospital being treated for the injuries he sustained during that incident. A mother's urging a judge to not release her son's killer from a mental health facility. Later this month, there will be a hearing to decide if the man who stabbed Harrison Brown on the UT Austin campus should be moved to an outpatient status. In 2017, Kendricks White fatally stabbed Brown and injured 3 others in an unprovoked attack on the UT campus. A judge ruled that White was not guilty of murder by reason of insanity. Since then, he's been committed to a mental health facility. Brown's mother is convinced that more responsibility needs to be taken for the person who killed her son.
I have no sympathy or empathy for him. I'm concerned that we're at this point, and we're at this point so quickly. But I even wonder if we've ever crossed his mind. Did he ever stop and think, wow, I totally destroyed another family?
Travis County District Attorney's Office sent us a statement which says they oppose the potential modification of White's inpatient commitment to outpatient status. We're still waiting to nail down, or looking to nail down the details of what that release would entail. Hayes County fire investigators think an employee started the fire that burned the Wimberley Bar and Restaurant, Savages. It burned early last Friday morning. According to police documents, around the same time, a man with severe burns was found at a San Marcos apartment complex. He was knocking on doors trying to get help. Investigators learned the man was an employee at Savages. They found burnt shoes and cleaning supplies in his apartment. Further investigation led them to another Savages employee. 24-year-old Aiden Dwyer is now charged with arson. The other man not currently facing any charges as of this morning. The owners of the restaurant and bar told investigators the key to the bar was missing from the lockbox. The security camera system was shut off for a few hours right before the fire. Members on both sides of the aisle concerned over custom Medicaid and adding trillions of dollars to the national debt. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has more on the big, beautiful bill in Washington.
This morning, President Trump's so-called big, beautiful bill slowly making its way through the House as President Trump and House Speaker Mike Johnson try to get Republican holdouts on board. The House has to approve the Senate's changes to the bill, and with Democrats lined up against the measure, Speaker Johnson can only afford to lose 3 votes for the bill to pass. The House Speaker holding closed-door negotiations with holdouts overnight.
We can't make everyone 100% happy. It's impossible.
The president's bill includes nearly $4 trillion in tax cuts, along with new funding for immigration enforcement and defense. It would also eliminate taxes on tips and overtime, and it imposes work requirements on Medicaid. However, critics are angry that the bill could add $3.4 trillion to the debt over the next decade, and they worry cuts to Medicaid could force nearly 12 million people to lose their insurance.
What is your message to those holdouts?
It's a great bill. There is something for everyone. And I think it's going to go very nicely in the House. Actually, I think it will be easier in the House than it was in the Senate.
Some Republicans were even summoned to the White House for a full court press directly from the president.
Did the president move your vote?
The president was very kind and gifted in his talk.
President Trump not letting up, posting on social media, what are Republicans waiting for? And adding, this should be an easy yes vote. Ridiculous. Now, we may still have hours of activity and debate ahead before the mega bill passes a final vote in the House. Nicole D'Antonio, ABC News, Washington.
The Trump administration is freezing $6 billion in education grants. The grants were already approved by Congress. They were supposed to go out on July the 1st this week. School advocates say a long list of programs will be affected.
Summer and after school programs, music, foreign language, arts programs. It's used to hire counselors and psychologists.
A lot of my students end up in these summer school programs because that's the place where they receive a summer meal. So losing those funds is a really huge impact on disadvantaged families.
Now, even if the funds eventually come through, advocates warn it may be too late to hire staff before the school year begins in August. That could disrupt after-school programs, forcing many working parents to find another child care option. Democrats claim the decision to freeze the funding is illegal. A court challenge is likely.
And Sean Diddy Combs will wait for his sentencing from behind bars. Diddy was convicted on 2 of the counts against him. His attorneys are declaring victory despite their clients still facing prison time. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has a story.
This morning, Sean Diddy Combs is behind bars awaiting sentencing after a judge refused to release him on bail. Combs was convicted on 2 of the 5 charges he faced.
Today's a great victory.
His lawyers declaring victory because the jury found him not guilty of the most serious charges, racketeering conspiracy and sex trafficking, which could have landed him in prison for life. Instead, the music mogul was convicted of the lesser charges of transportation to engage in prostitution.
It's a great victory for Sean Combs. It's a great victory for the jury system. They listened to every word and they got the situation right, or certainly right enough.
The lesser charges carry a maximum of 10 years in prison each, but prosecutors acknowledge guidelines in this case will likely mean Combs faces a maximum of 5 years total. The defense is requesting only a 2-year sentence, given that he has no prior criminal record. Combs was emotional after the verdicts were read, falling to his knees and mouthing "thank you" to the jury. His family celebrating on the street.
He loves everybody watching, so happy. Pop's coming home.
But Combs not going home just yet, the judge refusing to release him on bail, citing this hotel surveillance video from 2016 showing Combs assaulting his then-girlfriend Cassie Ventura, the judge saying it shows Combs' propensity for violence.
His attorney sure did plead with the judge to release Combs on bail, and Combs looked pretty frustrated when the judge refused. At one point, he raised his hand as if he wanted to argue himself.
The judge noting Combs' own lawyers told the jury he was violent, saying you full-throatedly in your closing argument told the jury that there was violence here and domestic violence is violence. Despite Combs being found not guilty of the more serious charge of sex trafficking, Cassie Ventura, the star witness in the case, is at peace with the outcome, according to her attorney.
Obviously, she would be a lot happier if the jury had convicted on that, but she's at peace with the verdict.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
The judge proposed a sentencing date of October 3rd, but is open to moving up that date. A hearing scheduled next week. Combs has already served 9 months in jail. That time will be subtracted from any prison time he receives. It is 7:16 on this Thursday morning. An Austin man says the city should pay up after a sinkhole swallowed part of his truck. Quite a visual here. Avery Matthews says he didn't see the sinkhole, just water over 49th Street near Shoal Creek Boulevard when he drove over it back in April.
As I'm traveling and getting off the phone call with 311, the road just sunk in and gave way, and my truck was engulfed by the road.
You can see Avery's truck stuck in the sinkhole as water gushed from the road. We get a better idea of the size of the sinkhole after a tow truck removed Avery's pickup. Even though a water main break caused a sinkhole, the city of Austin won't pay for the thousands of dollars of damage it caused to Avery's truck. Plus, what the KVUE Defenders discovered about a repeat problem on that roadway. Tonight on KVUE News at 6, you can see that story. And this morning, 7 people are still unaccounted for after an explosion at a fireworks warehouse near Sacramento, California. It's also not the only fireworks-related incident just one day ahead of the 4th. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has more.
Overnight, 7 people still unaccounted for after this explosion at a fireworks warehouse outside Sacramento Tuesday. Flames shooting into the sky, fireworks igniting as the fire raged.
An incident like this is like a once-in-a-career type of incident.
Officials saying with the warehouse full of pyrotechnics and the fire still burning, it was not safe to send in search crews. One woman who says her brother and brother-in-law are missing interrupted a news conference demanding fire crews do more.
You guys aren't focusing on the people that are stuck in the warehouse, possibly dead, as well as us family members who are worried sick, and you guys are yet to give us any information.
I'm just praying to God some way, somehow, that, that they're okay, that they're just unable to communicate with us at the moment.
Authorities using unmanned aircraft to survey the wreckage.
There were, reports of large debris filled of large pieces of shrapnel spread out across a large area. So we maintained a wide perimeter from a distance where it was safe.
Fireworks proving dangerous elsewhere. Here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, an explosion destroyed this home. Authorities say a large amount of fireworks were inside. 2 people were rushed to the hospital. And on Cape Cod, Massachusetts, a fireworks display prematurely exploding at this country club, leaving 4 people injured.
I saw some of the workers sprinting away from the scene as fast as they could.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Oh my goodness, there are plenty of things you can do to prevent any injuries when shooting off fireworks. Young children shouldn't handle fireworks, and older kids need supervision. Only light fireworks away from any structures and things that could catch on fire. Make sure to keep a hose, a bucket of water, and wet towels on hand for any mishaps. And duds and spent fireworks should soak in that water before they're thrown away. And in other news today, Colin Allred is once again running for U.S. Senate. He's attempting to take over Senator John Cornyn's seat. Allred lost the race to Senator Ted Cruz last November. KVUE political director Ashley Godot spoke with him about launching his campaign and explained why he's running again.
Well, like a lot of folks, I've been at home with my family watching what's been going on in our state and in our country. And I just felt like everything was backwards. And folks were working harder and harder for less. There were a lot of promises made to Texans in the last election about there's going to be some focus on lowering their costs, making it easier for them to get ahead. I think those promises have certainly not been fulfilled. In fact, it's been the opposite. They've made it harder on folks. They've raised folks' costs. And the best example is this bill that's working its way through Congress right now. That's going to be one of the biggest wealth transfers from working class folks to the wealthiest in American history. And so it doesn't have to be this way. We can have a senator who cares about all of us, who will fight for all of us. That's what I want to do.
12 years, House Senator Cruz has... Ashley also asked former Congressman Allred about other policy issues and campaign trail plans. You can watch their full interview on Texas This Week. That is at 8:30 a.m. this Sunday, right here on KVUE. And once again, thank you for joining us here on KVUE Plus. We're going to do a quick cut in with traffic and weather, and we'll be right back here with more local news on KVUE Plus. Good Thursday morning, Central Texas, and happy Thursday to you. It is 7:23. We're taking a live look out across the area, and of course, it is going to be a very busy travel day. It is estimated 5.7 million Texans are going to be traveling ahead of the holiday weekend. 35,000 people at the airport alone, and TxDOT is estimating starting at 11 a.m. is when we're really going to start to feel some of that congestion, starting all the way out in North Texas and Denton and down to Laredo in South Texas until 8 p.m. It'll be a little bit lighter in the weekend, and then understandably on Sunday, everyone's got to come on home. Taking a look, already seeing our typical slowdowns in Buda at 39 miles per hour, but looking pretty good as far as our drive times go. If you are coming in from Round Rock today, traveling southbound, still under 20 minutes, which is a victory if you can make it to 183, and then a little bit of that typical stop and go into downtown Austin. We had 2 different crashes that cleared out at Mopac, so looking a lot better over there. But what's going to be interesting is these storms and some of the rain that's moving across the area. Casey, what's the latest on your end?
Yeah, you know, not looking at much right now. Some light showers, nothing too heavy, so the morning commute shouldn't be too bad. But by this afternoon, I do anticipate the return of some decent downpours, just as we had yesterday. This will be mainly after about noon today, 1, 2 o'clock. Some of these storms firing up, not expecting anything severe, but we could have some pretty tropical downpours across the area, giving us a quick inch or 2 across the region. These will linger on into the evening hours as well, and even into your 4th of July morning, though I do expect as we head into tomorrow evening, a lot of us drying out just in time for this firework displays. A high of 87 degrees today. We keep things well below average with a mostly cloudy to cloudy sky and that ongoing chance for some on and off showers and storms. Rain chances again, highest for the first half of the day tomorrow. We'll be drying things out by the evening hours. 30% chance for a few showers and storms by Saturday before we dry things out for Sunday and into next week.
Good Thursday morning. I kind of like that tune, that little tune we play when we're not on the air. It kind of catchy, isn't it?
Is it?
You don't think so?
I don't know. Yeah, a little bit. Like makes you kind of
like a video game, you know. Oh, well, you're watching Daybreak Plus right now on KVUE Plus, streaming for free on your television, but you knew that. I'm Brian Mays.
And I'm Yvonne Nava. Let's take a live look, right?
We
are looking over downtown Austin. So pretty. Tomorrow night, the skyline will be lit up with fireworks at the City of Austin's 4th of July celebration. We have a lot on tap for this holiday weekend.
There's a lot going on for sure. Musical performances in Austin tomorrow will start at about 5 o'clock, followed by the taco eating contest. That's at 7:25. We're still waiting to get confirmation on if it's a fully loaded taco with onions and tomatoes and lettuce or not.
Or is it hard shell or is it soft taco?
Hard shell could get kind of dangerous. The Austin Symphony Orchestra will have its annual performance. They're fantastic. That's at 8:30. The fireworks will begin popping off at about 9:30 downtown tomorrow night.
I love when Casey said you don't want shards of shell. Like I could understand understand that.
That's right.
That can be a choking
Tear an esophagus or something.
Oh my, you don't want that. Well, you know, if you want, though, to avoid parking, Cat Metro is offering several bus routes to Vic Mathias Shores, including routes along North Lamar, South Congress, and Burnett Road. You can ride for free after 5 p.m. We love free. Just remember, the last buses will leave around 10:30 p.m., so you want to plan accordingly.
So get that. Free rides after 5. Keep that in mind tomorrow. That's going to be a great, great resource. You know, it's illegal to set off fireworks within the Austin city limits, like anybody adheres to that law. Many other cities in the area, it's illegal to set off fireworks too, unless you have a permit.
But authorities are really urging people not to call 911 about illegal fireworks. Unless it's a true emergency, then you call 911.
Travis County Sheriff's Department tells us the 4th of July holiday weekend, notorious for fireworks noise complaints. And their calls, they say their calls flood the 911 call center. It's going to probably happen. They say don't do it, though, unless there's an emergency. The sheriff says you should only call 911 about fireworks if someone's seriously hurt, if there's a fire, or if it's an illegal firework use is threatening to you or to others. They say that's when you call 911. Otherwise, just let them handle it. Otherwise, you can report it to their non-emergency line. They say that's a way you could do that if nobody's hurt.
I just realized something.
Uh-oh.
Usually, when there's 4th of July, we have to work the next morning.
That's right.
And some joker is just, you know, firework after firework. I can never sleep for this shift. Now we don't really care.
Fire
'cause
them all
it's Saturday.
you want. That's right.
Yeah, okay. Well, first responders, they can't realistically respond to every single call about fireworks. Last year, Austin 311 routed 615 fireworks complaints to the Austin Fire Department between midnight of July 2nd through noon of July 5th.
All right, if you're looking to keep it legal, we've got a full list of all the events happening across Central Texas this week. All you have to do is text the word July, just like the month, to the number on your screen, 459-9442. We'll send you a link to KVUE's guide for the 4th of July, and there is a lot going on.
So what's your favorite memory from 4th of July? What do you look forward to? What's unique about your 4th of July celebration? We have so many questions. I think I remember mine. Do you know
What's
yours?
What's your best 4th of July?
I invited some of my friends and their families over, and we had like a backyard Olympics. So it was so much fun, and it was complete with like a whole obstacle course.
Nice.
So we had, you know, where you have to jump on like the trampoline, then you have to get off, and then at the very end, when you're running around the backyard,
you take a shot.
No, well, no, you slide. You slide on the slip and slide.
Yeah.
So it was so much fun, and the kids did it, and then the adults did it. When you did the slip and slide, the adults had to have one beverage in their hand, so they had to slide one-handed. It was so much fun. We had a great time.
Like we got to do that in the studio here.
It was fun.
That would be fun.
Yeah, so that was a really fun 4th of July. I was just looking at video from that, my friend and I, from
I bet that was a lot of fun. I like the 4th of July. It's always fun to cook out. You know, we went to New York for the 4th a couple of years ago, and if you've ever seen those fireworks in person, it's different. It's just totally different. It's amazing to see. But as a kid, I used to always like going to the fireworks shows to see, you know, all the bright lights and the colors in the sky. And now it's more fun for me to see the drone shows. I enjoy. It's not as loud. The older I get, you know, these older ears.
The drone shows are so intense. I like those a lot.
I enjoy those now a lot.
By the way, hot dog. You have to have a hot dog, right?
Oh, of course. Mustard, right? Mustard?
Yes.
Yes.
Mustard and ketchup. Are you a relish kind of a guy?
No ketchup.
Wait, what? You don't like ketchup?
Not on a hot dog. It's mustard and relish. That's it. Maybe some onions sprinkled on top.
Interesting. Speaking of, KC, there's a place nearby, Sonoran hot dogs, that Brian did a story on. They're so good. What makes them like extra good? Do they wrap the
bacon around the dog?
Oh my goodness.
So let's hope that Mother Nature doesn't ruin our celebrations and our hot dog.
Yeah, you know, I think we'll be okay. If you have any kind of party plans after about 2 o'clock, most of us should be okay for tomorrow. Today, a little bit of a different story. I know some areas already kicking off the festivities a little bit early. Leander, Liberty Hill, they're having their celebrations and firework displays tonight. If you have plans to head out there, it could be a little bit wet. We've got the highest chance for showers and storms out of the week today. Already waking up to, it's just been some light rain out from Mason County, Llano County, Burnett County. A couple of those light sprinkles tracking closer to the I-35 corridor right now, and I do anticipate rain chances to pick up a bit more as we head into this afternoon. Many of us just dealing with a cloudy sky right now. It's just going to be kind of one of those gray days, soggy days, but boy, it's going to keep temperatures down really nicely for today. After about 2 o'clock, showers and storms start to fire up. Here's 2 o'clock, stopping the clock. Notice some decent downpours yet again expected. Much like what we had yesterday, we've got a whole lot of tropical moisture to tap into today. So any storms that do develop could be packing some pretty heavy rain. Some areas could be picking up a quick 1 to 2 inches across the area. Rain and storms continue 5, 6, 7 o'clock, and yes, even into the 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock time frame when they're going to be shooting off those fireworks for some of those areas like Leander and Liberty Hill. So just kind of keep that in mind. 87 degrees for today's high temperature. A wet start to your 4th of July is expected, but look at how these rain chances dwindle through the daytime hours and certainly by the evening hours, leaving us mainly dry for those firework displays. I will have a full look at the timing of that in the remainder of your holiday weekend forecast coming up.
Okay, so some beneficial rainfall, and then it kind of clears out where it counts. We're just going to be strategic this weekend, and it's going to be so much fun. It is 7:34 right now. We're taking a live look out across the area, and things are looking a little bit better on my end. We had a couple of hiccups earlier in the morning, but not too bad right now. I think we're really going to start to see things ramp up kind of into the lunch hour across the area as far as road trips go, and then of course a busy day expected out of the airport throughout the weekend. It'll quiet down on Friday and Saturday, and then ramp back up on Sunday, really across the state with a lot of folks hitting the roads. Let's take a look at our current speeds right now. We had an incident that cleared up in Round Rock, but we're still kind of slowing down at 46 miles per hour right now. Good morning, Manor. Y'all are going 41 right now on 290 in those westbound lanes. And then Buda, we had one incident much earlier in the morning. That's cleared out, so we're looking a lot better right now as we are heading out the door. And of course, if you are heading out to the airport, travel as far as the roads really hasn't been too bad through that Montopolis area. We had a couple hiccups on, Mopac a little bit earlier. Both of these have cleared out, so looking good if you are heading out for that road trip. And, should be a great weekend for it, y'all.
All right, Hannah, thanks so much. You never know what's in the water, especially when you're at the ocean.
A familiar cartoon face adorned bricks of cocaine washed up on the shores of a beach near Destin, Florida recently. On Sunday, a beachgoer discovered nearly $500,000 worth of cocaine wrapped up in Yosemite Sam packaging along the shore, according to the Walton County Sheriff's Office. Now, the 55 pounds of drugs are just the latest in a series of bizarre cartoon-covered cocaine finds. Over the past year, bundles featured bald eagles, dune buggies, and even Nike logos. They've washed up across the Sunshine State, likely dumped by smugglers and pushed ashore by currents or storms. What did Yosemite Sam used to say? What was his?
I don't know. I'm not familiar.
Authorities urge beachgoers not to touch suspicious packages. It's very smart. Don't touch them. Report them immediately. I keep wanting to say bitty, bitty, bitty. That's all, folks. That's all I know. But that's Bugs Bunny.
I would, Porky Pig.
Oh, Porky Pig. It's so bizarre.
There's a lot about that story that I'm confused about. So what happens if, well, I don't want to get into it.
You want to get into
that seems, why do you use why would you use a cartoon character? Why would you need to put that on the
I have no idea. If maybe they think that'll throw you off and think it's something wholesome.
Or maybe, or they think like that's how they categorize it. Like this is the Yosemite Sam stuff. You don't want any part of this.
I think it has something to do with
get you some Bugs Bunny. You know what I mean?
The planning of the cartel. Yeah, I think they're trying to get a little. Yeah, that's very, very interesting.
There's got to be a reason. Oh well, maybe we'll learn the reason someday.
Don't mix a Porky with this, and you're like trying to figure all this out.
Do not touch the Porky Pig. I'm just telling you right now.
Okay, well, get ready to order up again. One of Hulu's hottest shows gets renewed for another season.
And a return from above. Invasion is back for another season on Sci-Fi Suspense. Zoreen Shah has the latest in today's Showbiz Wrap.
That clock is telling you how much money we have left. When that shows zero, this restaurant needs to cease operations.
Get ready to order up again. The Bear, the popular Hulu series, following a group of Chicago-based chefs, has been renewed for Season 5. Season 4 premiered late last month. The Foo Fighters are out with some new music. Today's song is described by the 30-year-old band as the opening salvo of its next chapter. It's also a tribute to their former drummer, Taylor Hawkins, who died in 2022. The Foo Fighters are set to go on tour later this year.
It's happening again.
Invasion is returning. The first teaser trailer is out for season 3 of the sci-fi series, which follows an alien invasion from the perspective of different people around the globe. Look for Invasion to land on Apple TV Plus August 22nd. And it's Tom Cruise's birthday today. Known for blockbuster performances, including the Top Gun and Mission Impossible franchises, for which he often does his own stunts, he turns 63 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Zoreen Shah, ABC News Los Angeles.
Just learned something about you. So you didn't like The Bear, or you stopped watching it?
I started it. I get roped into the hype. If everybody's like, you got to watch this, I have to go check it out. And sometimes for me, my patience is very, very slow. It takes me a while, and if I'm not right into that, I don't watch.
You will love it. You will love and continue to watch it. And then when Jamie Lee Curtis comes in, what she is.
Spoiler alert! No, I'm just teasing. Here's the thing. Okay, I'm going to be honest. When they kept going, chef.
Yeah, yes, chef. Yes, chef.
I was like, okay, enough with the chef. I just got so annoyed.
You got annoyed. But what are you watching right now?
Andor on Disney Plus is a Star Wars limited series, 2 seasons. The first season I'm in the middle of right now. I'm a Star Wars nerd. It's really good.
You liked it?
It takes place in a time whenever I can understand what's happening. Some of the later stuff, I don't really know where they're going. This is right in the wheelhouse of Episode 4, The New Hope, the first one that came out, and so I kind of get it.
And we're so into documentaries.
The Poop Cruise, right? You watched the Poop Cruise?
Poop Cruise.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's called Trainwreck. Also, I love the one. Hannah, what's the name? It's My Mother Jane.
It's My Mother Jane.
My Mother
with Mariska Hargitay.
Mariska Hargitay.
Oh, that's a good one. She's the daughter of Jane Mansfield.
Yes, and that's such a great documentary. And then the other one that I haven't watched yet, but I want to, is the Barbara Walters one.
That's, I hear, is good. The Astro World one about the tragedy with Travis Scott was really good. That's on Netflix. And there's one about the Titan submersible. Remember the submarine that collapsed with those people?
Yeah.
There's one on Netflix about that too that's really interesting as well. Those, I didn't mean to bring us down, but those are really interesting.
Yeah, but to me, I find that I'm a documentary person.
I love
as well.
them. Can't get enough of them.
Well, you know what we can all agree on? We love football, right?
Yes.
Just 58 days until kickoff for the season opener for Texas football, and I think it's going to be a good year.
58 days. That's right around the corner. You know, EA Sports releasing the player rankings for the top players in the video game College Football 26. It's going to be good.
The defending national champion Ohio State Buckeyes have the best offensive and defensive players in the nation. And no Longhorns made the top 10 list on offense. 2 Longhorns made defense top 10 list. Linebacker Anthony Hill Jr., number 2 with a 95 rating. That's really good. Linebacker Colin Simmons has a 93 rating. Texas and Ohio State will square off in the season opener on August 30th.
Those games are fun, aren't they?
How excited are you?
They're so realistic. Oh, I'm so excited. I hate that the first game is on the road. It's at Ohio State.
Yeah.
It feels like Texas always has to play. They had to go to Alabama. Then they had to go to Michigan. Now they have to go to Ohio State.
Why can't they host?
Come to our place. Austin is better than all of those places.
And our tailgates, I mean, that's where it's at. I have
Tailgates are better.
such a good time with
It's nice and cool here in the middle of August, end of August.
Yeah, right.
Why not just come and play some games here? We need to talk to the athletic director. Let's get some games here.
Yeah.
Some of these big
Del
games.
Conte, where is
Get
he?
him here.
Get him on the phone.
It's going to be a fun season. This is the only problem I have, Yvonne, with the season.
What?
From the end of September, they play 3 home games in September. They do not play a home game until November 1st. The entire month of October, they are on the road. Now, OU is in there. That's a home game, but it's in Dallas. So the entire month of October, I can't remember a time when Texas has not had a home game in the entire month of October.
But not only that, but October is better weather.
Yeah.
Even in September, sometimes it's a little too hot.
Who
you know what I mean?
scheduled this stuff? Give me a call.
What's going on?
Hit me up.
What's
We need to
going
fix
on?
that. October, no football in Austin?
I mean, that's
You
what it's
kidding me?
about. Yeah.
What a bunch of nonsense.
What a bunch of jokers.
All right, let's talk about, speaking of nonsense, this was fantastic. Oh, man, I'm ready for this. We're leveling up this week's Daybreak Adventures. This spot is perfect for all the gamers out there.
You can play until your hand cramps up. Don't you love that? Where your hand cramps and you have to go to the other hand because you're playing so hard.
That's a lot.
Brian and I visited Cidercade Austin.
In the heart of Austin, between South Congress and I-35 on Riverside, you'll find Cidercade Austin.
Round one, fight.
They have over 150 arcade games.
I play until I get carpal tunnel.
Retro classics like Centipede and Galaga, to modern gems.
We have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We have Mario Kart racing. That's super popular, and then we have Fast and Furious racing as well.
You and your friends can have skee ball showdowns or
Wow. And do you stand in the middle or?
I guess you stand, I don't know.
even dance-offs. And the best part is,
Where's the freestyle? I'm ready for a freestyle.
there are no coins and no game cards.
Woo!
It's all set to free play.
It's $12 to come in. You get a wristband for the entire day. Sky's the limit in terms of having fun and playing all the games that you want.
The arcade has a restaurant offering pizza, wings, and salads, and includes dozens of adult beverages on tap, made by them. From hard cider to craft beer, they've got something for everyone.
We have 18 different ciders on draft. Not a lot of people know that we do feature beer now. We have 6 different drafts of beer from Wild Acre.
What you got?
Nikes! Cidercade is family friendly during the day.
Yellow player, shoot.
And strictly 18 and up, starting at 9 p.m.
Oh, you blocked me.
You can buy tickets online and skip the line.
Boom!
Oh my gosh, I didn't even notice.
Like a true VIP.
That was fun. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, it took a while for it to register that you had won.
It's okay. Counting is hard. Counting is a lot harder than people say.
But my brain kind of shuts off after 9
Yeah.
a.m. You know what I mean?
Amen.
Right? Well, we'd love to know your favorite activities in Central Texas. There's so much to do, but you've got to fill us in, right? We want to be in the know. If you've got a Daybreak adventure idea, text it to us at 512-459-9442, and we're going to go check it out. And we could bring you along for the ride.
Maybe that'd be fun. Unless you're a weirdo. If you're a weirdo, we don't want you.
Oh.
Right?
No,
Right?
we're not about
Right,
the keep
hot
Austin
take.
weird. Not about the keep Austin weird.
That's right.
Yeah, can y'all explain that to me? So we're inviting viewers now to go with us, right? On
No
the adventures?
weirdos, though.
No weirdos.
That's what the motto of this
if
whole
you were
city
right,
is.
I'm like, that is apparently that's Austin.
Yeah, that's
If you
it.
are
No
That's all
weird.
of us.
No creeps.
I feel like Austin's gotten so normal now. We barely even have any weirdos
Yeah,
left.
Brian says, we don't want no scrubs.
No scrub. You got to be cool like us, right, guys?
Like us.
And they're like,
"Uh, we're not crazy at all.
We're very normal. We're waking up like at 2 a.m. like very normal
That's
people.
very
today.
normal.
Very well-rested, normal people.
But we want you to help us out when it comes to picking like different foodie places to go check out. And then you
like to
can
eat.
come with us, and then also adventures and stuff.
There's
No
some fun ones.
scrubs,
No
no
scrubs,
creeps.
no weirdos, and no creeps. Everybody else is welcome. What's the best video game? What's your favorite video game? When you go to the arcade, which one do you run to?
Well, I was gonna say I like the dancing ones, but I've done Forever Families there. I could never get the teenagers to do the dancing with me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like they're too cool for it, man.
Dying art. That used to
It
be, like,
is
the,
dying.
like all the rage when it's like I was back in
The
middle school.
competitions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took me a while to understand I was hitting the moves
Too
early, and I kept saying too early. So now I understand how it goes, but it's going to take some time.
Yeah.
But Brian was like, yeah, sometimes you could hold on to the bar in the back, and you could really go
right, and then
break
the leg
dancing,
swing. Yeah.
like yeah.
That's pretty fun. Had a good
I
time.
love a good skee ball.
Ski ball.
Ski ball's fun. They got some good ski ball.
Yeah.
He went straight for the Galaga, and I went straight for Centipede. I thought that was fun. And of course, Pac-Man and all that, but yeah.
Miss Pac-Man's my favorite. She's still kind of cute, you know?
She's cute, the
Speaking of
little
weird-
Oh, it's
Speaking of
hypnotizing.
weirdos. All right, what about our weather? Let's talk about umbrellas. Will we need them? Will the weirdos need them this weekend?
That's included. That's
Justice for
included.
the weirdos.
Being weird is cool. That's what they say.
It does.
All of us, I think, going to need the umbrella today, whether you're weird or not. We're not judging here on KVUE Daybreak Plus. Apparently we are, though, this morning. A little cranky this morning. Cloudy sky out there. We've got some showers passing through the area, but most of us currently dry. We'll be sticking with just kind of this gloomy look today. It's going to be one of those days that'll just be cloud cover featuring on and off showers, storms. Actually, a good day if maybe you're taking off the day early for the holiday weekend. A great day to be heading to the movie theater, reading a book inside, and kind of just cozying up on this atypical July kind of weather pattern that we've had. It's good to see this because we definitely do need the rain now that we're really heading into the heart of what typically tends to be a dry and warm forecast. 78 degrees, but at the airport in Camp Mabry, I'm only expecting to warm up maybe about 9-10 degrees from that. Temperatures remaining well below average today thanks to that cloudy sky. A few passing showers out across Mason, Llano, Burnett County. We've got a few of them now pushing into the Round Rock area in Georgetown. Some slightly heavier pockets now developing just south of Caldwell County. So we'll be watching these as these track northward, but the good majority of us have just been looking at some light sprinkles across the area. Nothing too bad for that morning commute. We have a whole lot of moisture though that's still being pumped in from the south. This is tropical moisture, well above average moisture for this time of year, coupled with a little area of low pressure in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that's what is going to translate to what will be our highest chance for showers and storms out of the week today. Now I have made some adjustments to our rain chances, and that does include an increase in rain chances for tomorrow, and that is now looking likely that we will have some pretty wet weather, I think, especially for the first half of the day for your Friday. The good news is though, I think by the evening these rain chances dwindling, and then it'll be dry in time for the firework displays. So we get kind of the best of both worlds. The needed rain to start and then dry just in time for the celebrations. Saturday now I've also tacked on a 30% chance for showers and storms. The Saturday is now trending a little bit wetter as well as this moisture sticks around. So for the start of the holiday weekend, spotty showers and storms, and then we're drying things out as we head into early next week. As for today, a cloud cover with some spotty showers to start. As we head into this afternoon, we'll start to track some heavier downpours closer to the noon hour. These will be kind of dotting the area at times. It won't be a washout of a day, but definitely you'll want that umbrella because we will have these kind of periods of passing showers and even some storms through 4, 5, 6 o'clock, 7, 8 o'clock. I know we've got some events happening in Williamson County that'll be in Leander, Liberty Hill. They're kind of doing some of those early 4th of July firework displays and parties. Keep in mind it could be pretty wet from 6 to about 10 p.m. when those events are taking place. So just keep your eye on radar. If you are planning on heading out there, hopefully we don't have any kind of cancellations or any of the sort, but we will have that chance for showers and storms. Overnight, a few more spotty showers and storms. Tomorrow morning, I think is going to start out pretty wet in some spots, but don't worry. After about 2 o'clock, a lot of this will be out of here. We'll be looking at a drying trend, and by around 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the evening when those firework displays are going off, we should be mainly dry. So that drying trend coming just in time, but we still get the needed rain. Speaking of, this takes us into the next couple days. Take these numbers with a grain of salt. They won't be exact, but some areas could be picking up a quick inch or 2 or possibly even 3 inches depending on where some of these heaviest of the downpours fall. Again, tomorrow, drying things out, sunset at 8:36 p.m. I think we should be mainly dry by the time those fireworks are going off, and as high pressure builds into the area for next week, we're heating things up as well. Highs climb back into the upper 90s by tomorrow. We get to enjoy 87 for a high today, and we're drying things up too. Sunday mainly dry, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday dry as we approach and get close to 100 degrees by Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon.
Whoa, are you sure we're in July? You really sure? I'm looking at this 7-day. I can't remember the last time it rained like this into the 4th weekend, but you know what? We'll take what we can get. We still need it. And you know what? It is 7:50 right now, inching into the 8 a.m. hour, and things are still looking pretty good as far as, kind of our region goes right now, heading out on our major highways. MoPac has cleared up quite nicely in the last hour. I-35 still not causing us any major closures right now. Just kind of seeing some of those slowdowns heading into, downtown this morning. But other than that, let's take a look around. There's the slowdown I'm referring to in those southbound lanes approaching 56th Street right now, and that flyover, not too shabby there. MoPac's looking much better. We have a stalled truck, though, in Buda. Good morning. This is on Turnersville Road, causing slowdowns both ways, but really no major issues in main lane travel coming in from I-35 if you're coming in from Buda, Kyle, and San Marcos today. But really as the morning goes on, I anticipate things are quickly going to change as a lot of people are slipping out during that lunch hour. We've been having some live pictures out at the airport, and even though it is going to be very busy, it seems like we've got some good movement out there. The lines are moving, so that is good to see. Manor slowing down for y'all. Buda slowing down as well, as I showed you there. Cedar Park looking good, even though we've had a lot of that construction on the 183 mobility project. But 67 miles per hour right now in Cedar Park, and I think we can work with that.
Oh yeah, we sure can. Now before we go, here are 3 things to know this morning. DPS troopers are stepping up enforcement this 4th of July week to keep drivers safe on the roads. Operation CARE runs from July 3rd through the 6th. State troopers will be watching for drivers who are speeding, driving drunk, and violating the move over law. And last year, during the same holiday period, troopers issued more than 59,000 citations and warnings. They also arrested 212 people for driving while intoxicated and 250 others on felony charges. Troopers are reminding drivers to buckle up, don't drink and drive. There's so many ways to get home safely. Uber, Lyft, a friend, and move over or slow down for emergency vehicles on the roadside.
Independence Day celebrations begin today in some parts of Central Texas. Leander's Liberty Fest is tonight, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. at Divine Lake Park. Liberty Hill will have its 4th of July spectacular tonight from 6 to 9 at Liberty Hill Middle School.
And Round Rock will celebrate tomorrow with a parade at 8:30 in the morning, then Frontier Days at Old Settlers Park and a fireworks show at dark. Taylor, Georgetown, Cedar Park, and Hutto will also have parades tomorrow. Kyle, Buda, and San Marcos are all hosting festivals and fireworks shows tomorrow night. We've got a complete list of celebrations right now on KVUE.com because there's so much to just, remember.
Lot going on, that's for sure. That's a good thing, a good problem to have, right? Not that it's a problem, I guess. Will the weather be a problem? That's the question everybody wants to know, Casey.
No, I think tomorrow evening we should be drying things out just in time. We do have our highest chance for showers and storms out of the week today. It'll be cooler too, 87 degrees. It's pretty nice for the 3rd day of July. As we head into tomorrow morning, I do think we're going to wake up with some rain, but don't let that discourage you. We dry things out, I think, after about 3-4 o'clock for the good majority of us. Firework display should be A-okay. Saturday, I know this is a bit of a change. If you have plans this holiday weekend, Saturday is going to be featuring some afternoon showers and storms, so watch out for that. Sunday mainly dry, and then we're heating things up as we head into next week.
All right, sounds good to me.
It's going to be a fun couple of days around here.
Yeah, right? It will be.
Are you going to come out of your Round Rock?
Round Rock? Are you going to come out
enclosure
under your rock?
the rock? Are you going to get some fresh air?
TBD. TBD. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Sure, yeah, okay.
We've discovered that Brian doesn't leave his house. No, I'm kidding. Okay.
Nice.
Sometimes he just likes his peace and quiet.
Wants to avoid the weirdos.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Real worried about those.
You're real worried about those.
We'll see you again.
Thank you again for watching.